Flash issue 86. Joshua Williamson writing with Rafa Sandoval on the art, and Flash and Captain Cold fight a bit. And
I mean, we can do this review in 2 sentences. Sentence 1, it's shit. Sentence 2, thank God the arc's over.
I
Anyone
don't know.
disagree?
I think
such a bastardization of Captain Cold, and if it was seated better, yeah, fine. But I just feel everything felt so rushed. You're the villain, really messed things up. And I don't like Cold being at odds with the Rogues, right? Like,
yeah, it's weird. And then
Yeah.
Barry trying to kill him at the end. Like, what?
Okay, I mean, my biggest problem with this book is this thing at the end where Barry gets the bloodlust. It just kind of comes out of nowhere.
Oh, are we bloodlusting?
Bloodlust, yes. You get...
Well, here's the thing too. Which didn't he have to channel a negative Flash? Didn't we do that arc for a little bit with Williamson?
Yeah.
Why not bring that back? Like,
no, now that he's now supercharged with the Speed Force, and that's why he's getting violent.
Because we can't send him to Arkham for that.
Yeah, I'm almost out on this. I say it every time.
Why are we sending him to Arkham and not, Ironhides with the cell?
Did it say Arkham?
Yeah, it says next Arkham Asylum.
Yeah.
It's. I mean, he doesn't say it. It's the next time.
Okay, right. I never read that. The next time thing. I assumed
He stopped as soon as he got it. He was like, right, I'm done.
Yeah, I assumed he meant Iron Heights, which maybe he did mean that in the moment. Maybe it's, maybe it's like Iron Heights is all destroyed, so everyone's getting sent off to Arkham or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
But the weird thing is I thought that this read easy enough. Like, it was a quick enough kind of, boom, 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 got through the story fine. I didn't
like what I read though.
Yeah, I didn't really care about anything that was going on. Cole with the giant freeze, sort of like, like the ice around his arms, and then of course he's like topless, and he's like, today I beat you, Flash, finally I kill you, Flash. I don't necessarily mind the idea of Cold being against the Rogues, though. I actually think there's a lot of potential in a story where they, for whatever reason, split away from him. There's potential in that story.
I think
that's fine, but the way that it happens here, I think
it's got to be more than Cold.
No, I agree, but that's not what was said. What was said is you don't like. I don't know who said it. One of you said it.
I said that because I don't like how it's used here. I don't like how all of a sudden now. Oh no, well he's gone too far.
I think what bothers me more is this would have made far more sense if it was when Cold was going straight. Yep. And joining the Justice League with Lex, and the rest of the Rogues were like, "Nah, we're not having this. We're carrying on robbing shit." Yeah. That would have made way more sense there. Whereas here, he's going too far, taking over, killing people. I don't buy it.
Yeah, it's there almost just to put a wedge for. Well, we need him against the Rogues. Well, what are we doing? Well, we turn him into King Cold. Also, so is Commander Cold legit dead? Because
probably not.
I'm feeling like this is an Alfred thing now. Like, we're gonna get to an issue, and when we're gonna have to mourn Commander Cold.
The way King Cold said here is that the way I killed Commander Cold, it means probably not, but who knows?
Yeah, I don't even hate the idea of it, like, because I agree that it makes more sense that he's going too good, and that's why they all sort of like fall away from him. But I actually don't even hate the idea of like Cold goes too far, because that could be how you sell that he's went too far, that even the Rogues are like, wait a minute. The problem here is that it's so rushed. It doesn't necessarily feel like he's done anything. I mean, I don't want to say he's not done anything that bad. He has kind of encaptured the entire city, but
we didn't see much of that.
Which I like that, again, if he had turned this into a purge kind of place where everyone kind of does what he wants, or what they want, but no, he made himself king. And he stole Central City, which that's great for the Rogues, right?
There's no weight to it, because if there was a lot of bad things he had to do to achieve this, if we saw him doing that and saw what it took to get here, then eventually we see the other characters back away. Even Heatwave's like, you know what? No, Len, bit much.
You're my best guy, but I can't. And even his sister. And I get what those beats are supposed to be. They're just not executed well at all.
Yeah,
I don't have a problem. To a lot of eye rolling.
I don't have a problem conceptually with the beats themselves. No. It's just the lack of the actual weight in the story itself, which has kind of been our problem, really, from a lot of the Flash recently.
Yeah. And I feel with a lot of they did to fix the Flash after a lot of the things that happened in New 52, where you gave the Rogue superpowers. I feel like this all, and I know you guys hate the designs, but like this is the first time with Weather Wizard where he's talking like he's actually in contact with nature. You know, like I'm like, this is weird. This doesn't feel right at all, and it's not like it's been seeded.
The other problem right now,
regressed.
The other problem with the designs in this right now is that it keeps taking me like an extra pile just to remember who's who, because at one point, at one point it like cut over to like Mirror Master, and I'm like, who's this asshole? And I'm like, oh, it's Mirror Master.
He's covered like a disco ball.
Yeah, but that doesn't look like Mirror Master. Mirror Master, I'm used to the green and yellow, or orange, orange and green. Yeah, the orange and green kind of thing. Like like it doesn't look ethically like Mirror Master, and it's kind of annoying. No. Oh dear.
Yeah.
It's been a rough time. It's limping towards the finish, and hopefully that's.
And then we get to the stuff
unenthused for any more.
Then you hear the stuff with Paradox coming, and I don't care. That normally would have gotten me through, you know.
Yeah, like if this was a year ago and we were talking about that Flash Age, I think it was called, is the name of the arc coming up. Like, oh yeah, that sounds interesting. I'm down for that. Coming off of this and the last couple of arcs, I just don't give a shit anymore.
Yeah.
Last two arcs have been rough. There's no doubt about that. Because obviously it wasn't great before then, but I think year one onwards has been the real sort of low point.
Low point. Oh, yeah.
Because while there was maybe some issues before that, I don't think it was like I was still generally kind of enjoying
it. It wasn't
an
endemic problem of the entire book. It was okay. There was things here or there that I didn't like, but overall I still enjoyed it. Whereas these last two arcs, there is very little I've enjoyed.
You could easily try to pin this on You're the Villain, but then you remember year one.
Yeah.
Like, oh no, these are problems that were already here.
Yeah. Yeah, I really did not like year one.
Oh, so bad.
And I thought, yeah, great, yeah, well, do a version of the origin, you know, do an update.
I also feel like it is editorial though a little bit with, you know, year one establishing Turtle as a villain because of the still force that's going to be in play.
See, I don't know. I feel like you could have just done a Turtle story and it'd been fine.
No, I know, but then Williamson's going, oh no, I can do a year one out of this. Right, and then here too, he's like, "Well, I have to tie it into You're the Villain. You know what I'll do? King Cold. That's cool." And it's like,
is it?
Hey, bud, maybe you need to run this by people. Like, where's your friends that you're throwing these off of? You know, like.
Yeah, you can tell John stopped giving it a glance over.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's been rough. It's been rough. I
also want to know what his plans for Bart were, because remember that story came out that he said that he had pitched to Bart show back up, and then he said that he wrote all this because he eventually wants to write Bart, so he got to bring him back, and it's like, well, the only time we've seen Bart is in Young Justice, which I understand, you know, continuity wise.
Maybe it's in the Flash Age stuff. I don't know.
Maybe, but why did we go through all of this, like the forces stuff, and then year one, and then this, and to get to Flash Age? I don't see where Barry's any, you know what I mean? His trials and tribulations.
I do not have answers to any of those questions, because as far as I'm concerned, there are no good answers to any of those questions. Why did we do any of this stuff?
Feels like filler.
It does, and I think that's a problem when, I mean, year one was that 6 or 12 issues? 7?
7-ish, yeah.
Yeah, and then this has been another 6 or 7.
Yep.
So this is, you know, it's only been 6 months in terms of this publishing, but it's a year's worth of regular issues when you look at it that way.
Yep.
And man, it feels like it's been wasted time.
I dropped Venditti for less.
Oh, way less.
I dropped Venditti for him bringing. So after we'd already had a really cool Reverse Flash moment with Wallace's dad and whatnot, he decided to bring Thawne back as Professor Zoom. It just wasn't tracking for me. I'm wondering if I go back now, if I get a little bit more enjoyment out of that, despite rage quitting it. I mean, the Brett Booth art didn't help.
No,
you know.
Yeah, I will say, as someone who's also come around on Venditti, I don't think I would enjoy that Flash stuff anymore. I just don't think it was that good. I think Venditti is capable of a lot better.
I think what's weird about Williamson is that I feel like, obviously not when we were enjoying it more, but I feel like right now it's almost the polar opposite of the typical thing I have with Orlando, where Orlando, conceptually, I don't typically have that much of a problem with the stories that he's telling. It's just how he writes them that I don't like. I feel like Williamson, actually, his style of writing is still good. Like, I still think the dialogue flows. I still think it like has a good pacing to it. It's just the concepts of the story that I don't like. So they're very opposites right now, which is weird for me.
The way you talk about Orlando there, that's how I generally feel about Bendis. Is that I don't hate the ideas, I just don't like reading it.
Right.
Whereas I agree, Williamson is the complete opposite end of that spectrum, where the reading goes in quick enough. It's not terrible in that sense. It's not an incredibly long read. It's fine in that regard. It's just conceptually things that just dislike.
Yeah. And that extends to just characters and their characterizations and everything in between. So art is fine again. Rafa Sandoval is dependable.
Got a chunky Barry.
Yeah, a bit chunky, but I think the art's fine. I don't have really many problems with that. My problems from this all stem from the designs of things, but that's not Sandoval's fault.
No,
by any means.
Depends. Did he do the designs?
I think so.
I don't know. He got King Cold looking like a jacked dude with the shirt off.
I don't know who did the design, so maybe they're Sandoval's fault, but I'm not going to, definitively say he's responsible.
No.
I dislike his Barry, or I think more specifically, I dislike his Flash. His Flash looks chunky, and that's a problem on a Flash book.
It's supposed to be at least that Raphael Grandpa cover that I'm not a big fan of. That looks sleek. Sandoval's Flash doesn't look sleek.
And again, I don't think I'd mind Sandoval's Flash if it was just a variant cover. Be like, sure, it's a variant, whatever.
Yeah.
I like the rest of the book. I just don't like his Flash, which is a problem.
Yeah.
In a book called Flash.
Yeah. Worth mentioning, Irish pops back up in this issue because she's been missing for a little bit. The kids get her to help with the science or whatever is happening.
Sure.
So whatever.
Yeah.
It's a Speed Force, bro.
Yeah, pretty much. What are you giving it, Matt?
There's a 4.
Connor?
I happen to agree with a 4.
I'll say 4.5.
There you go.
I'll give it the 0.5 for something.